Hello everyone, welcome to the Hints of Hisui podcast. My name is Wolf Tycho, and I'm here with Kaner85, Nurse Ethy, and Tomix9 Tomix.
Hello.
Hello.
So, how have you all been played anything different since when was the last time we talked? Like a couple? I don't remember anymore.
Feels a while.
Be like close to 7 days now.
Yeah. So fun fact, I finally finished Breath of the Wild.
Ooh.
Finally.
Let's go.
It took me 5 months to finish. Bro, when I
Still
tell you I'm
shorter
a
than
professional
Edtion
slow runner. Yeah, but like Ash and Frost, I'm limited by like actually streaming the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it like I'm not gonna lie, like even in my like own personal like when I play video games on my own, like I play the games so incredibly slow, it's crazy. But I mean, Breath of the Wild is an amazing game, so I'm a-okay with taking it super slow.
God, yeah. Wow.
I haven't finished Apathy yet, so I can't wrap up my thoughts on that. I did start a different fan game that a demo came out recently. Not Pokemon Misty Orange.
You know, I just saw something about that, and I only saw the name of it, and thought, that's different.
I've not heard of that.
It's a
It's
parody.
called not Pokemon.
It's
Oh,
definitely,
okay.
it's a parody. There's lots of...
Oh,
How do I describe the humor?
Oh my god. The title screen. Andy, this isn't the kind of game you confess to playing on the podcast, okay?
There's nothing too bad. But...
I mean, it's nothing like the original fan games of old, but
No.
But it
I mean,
obviously has a,
No, if it was anything like that, it wouldn't be on EV Expo, I bet.
yeah, probably not.
But no, there's lots of, like, degenerate humor is the only way I can think of
Yeah.
describing it.
It looks kind
like
of it looks like it might be getting into the territory of like brain rot, maybe a little bit. Maybe that's
little
just
bit.
yeah,
me,
I
though.
mean, honestly, probably a bit past brain rot. Looking at some of these screenshots.
Yeah.
I don't have any words for this.
I mean, you
I
can
think-
tell they put a lot of effort into it, and it's... And that's what's more surreal to me, is like... There's so many animated sprites, and it's so
Yeah.
well polished, and it... Huh?
I mean, hey, if you're gonna make a game, no matter what vision you have for it, you might as well like make it as polished as possible.
Yeah.
They really love Misty.
No, what was even funnier, how I figured out about this project was, you know how on, like, Steam, there's, like, the community page, and you can post, like, pictures and stuff on that
Yeah.
for, like, different things? Yeah, they were posting stuff about it on the community for, like, RPG Maker XP.
Oh, interesting.
And so then I saw they had an EV Expo page, and I'm like, sure, why the hell not, I guess? And, yeah, I haven't gone too far into it. One of the main things that's really annoyed me is, I'm gonna call it difficult. It's more just, when I'm playing that game, I'm not like, ooh, I'm gonna be, like, catching Pokemon. So for there to be any kind of difficulty already, I'm a little, like, on it, just because of the kind of game it is. And... what else? Oh yeah, you can't save in the main menu.
Is it just like a key?
No, there are, like, specific events and specific maps that you can talk to and save through them.
Interesting.
When you faint, do you go back to your last save?
No, you go back to the Pokemon Center. So really,
Okay,
I don't
that's
know
super
why.
odd, then.
Yeah. It's weird. I don't know why they did that. But yeah, that's not Pokemon Misty Orange. It's something.
Yep. It sure is.
Yeah.
A
It's
Misty
hilarious,
dating sim.
actually.
That
Yeah.
Maybe I'll have to play this on stream one day.
Maybe.
I'd be too embarrassed to let anyone know
Yeah.
that I ever I ever played it.
No, I feel like Tom is the only one out of us that can get away with streaming it.
Yeah.
I mean, have
What
you
do
seen
you
the
mean?
stuff he jokes about on his stream? Like, it's ridiculous.
Oh, absolutely. It's
Like-
no, it's I enjoy watching Tomix's stream because I know I like even if I could say it on my stream, I would never let myself say some of the things that Tomix says on his stream.
No.
And that's why I love watching it. Plus it's like you normally stream now like right when I get to work, so it's a nice it's definitely a way to wake up.
Yeah. I mean, what
Don't
else
worry,
is out there?
I have headphones in, so it's not
Yeah.
playing out loud.
I think the
Great,
only
great.
other thing that I've done is, like, I have finally announced, like, the Pokemon fan game that I've been working on.
Yeah, I saw that.
Hell yeah.
I'm interested to see where it goes because I'm very like I assume it's a visual novel because it's
Nope.
called Doki Doki.
No, it's not a visual novel.
Oh, never mind then.
Did you
No,
want to
yeah.
talk a little bit about it, Andy? Since
Yeah,
we're
do you
vague
want to talk
posting?
about it?
Sure, I can talk a little bit about it.
Or just read the
it's-
tweet?
Yeah, it's Doki Doki Pokemon Club. I've been working on it for a little bit now. I've had the idea circling around since like December. I waited to really start talking about it until I got substantial work done to be like, okay, this project is actually going to happen and not one of those, oh yeah, I'm gonna start working on this and then it just falls through. I'm like 90% done mapping the first chapter. There'll only be 3 chapters. I'm thinking for the length of the game, it's gonna be about, jam length, but one of the longer jam games, if that makes sense. It's not gonna be a long game, it's just gonna be a short in the long scheme of things, fan game. But yeah, it is a Pokemon fan game. And it's kinda just a crossover between Doki Doki Pokemon Club and Pokemon. And yeah, I think that's all I'll get into for now.
Are you going to
Okay.
be leaning into the degenerate side of Doki Doki Literature Club? You're going to be making a...
No. It's not gonna be like
No
not
dating
Pokemon
scene?
Misty Orange.
Oh,
No, I'm sorry, Tom.
damn. Efi, have you been playing anything?
I've been playing a little bit more Pokemon Rejuvenation, because the story has changed significantly since my first playthrough, and I finally got to the part that has infuriated me for years, where there's this old man that's breathing, has a pulse, and he's like, they just say that he's sleeping on the ground. So what do? We get a defibrillator and shock him.
What?
Yeah,
Do we know if he's
Why
like
is this a
in some
plot
sort
point?
of cardiac arrest type thing, or is he just sleeping?
he's just sleeping. Like you shock him. You get somehow you get the pads on this man and he doesn't wake up, and then you finally shock him, which honestly should.
Is it supposed to be like a humor thing?
Wouldn't
or-
that like kill him? Like, is it like, don't you literally like kill somebody if you use like a defibrillator on them while they're like not in a cardiac episode or something like that?
Possibly. It's one of
At
those
least that's
like
what I've heard.
it can seriously mess you up if you end up doing it when you're not supposed to. It just depends on like how your heart originally is. So I don't know, maybe he had a history of AFib and it kind of worked out for him, or maybe it's put him into AFib where his heart's not beating like it's supposed to, or I don't know. But he's just like, you darn kids and your defib. I was taking a nap in the middle of the street like a reasonable old man. It's like, there is literally no one else here in this entire city. Why? Why are you the singular person in this entire city that wasn't kidnapped by Team Zen? Why are you just here and asleep in the middle of the street?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Like, that is the one part of Rejuvenation ever since it came out that has genuinely made me mad every time I think about it, every time I see it, every time I have to go through it, which has only been like 3 times, but
That is
it
so weird.
it triggers every fiber of my being every time I have to do it. And this time I was hoping, maybe there is a possibility that, since they've changed a lot since I last played in 2017, 2018, I don't remember.
Yeah.
Maybe they have learned not to do that.
I'm guessing
Nope.
not.
No, they're sticking
Nope.
to a bit.
Nope. This is 2024, and we're still using a defibrillator on an old man who is still very much just asleep, I guess.
That is wild.
Yeah.
I'm sure not Pokemon Orange or whatever doesn't have any sort of shocking content like that at all.
No, it wouldn't. No. Be completely tame and completely normal.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Comparatively. But yeah, that's it. It's just been work and sleep and work and sleep. And then I genuinely don't know how I got here and any time that I've gotten here, I don't know how. This new hospital job where I'm working night shift, I just wake up and fall back asleep, and I don't understand how time it works anymore.
For me, whenever I look at me in the mirror, I'm just like, I exist.
Dude, I swear 90% of the time when I get into work, I'm like, did I actually just drive my 20, 25 minutes to work? And I don't remember it. Like, what's going on?
Sounds about right.
God damn.
Have you done anything, Tom?
Not really. I've just been playing a little bit of the stuff I was playing beforehand, playing a tiny bit of Elden Ring, tiny bit of 1000 Time Resist, tiny bit of the fan games I've been trying to play and whatnot, but not much to report on.
Did you finish Dimension Defender? Because when I was watching your stream earlier, it seemed like you were getting close to the end.
It's currently only a demo, so it only goes up to 4 gyms, but it has a bunch of side objectives and side dungeons. So I've done the main objectives, but I still have a bunch of side dungeons to do. It's not quite done.
I see.
Yeah, Defender is a very good game. I like it a lot.
It's definitely on my
Hell yeah.
list. It looks fun when I see you play it.
Yeah, I mean, with how many fan games there are, you may as well wait till it's complete anyway.
I mean, is it better than not Pokemon Misty Orange, from what I've seen?
Probably.
Honestly, I don't know. Misty Orange looks like it could be a fun time.
We're gonna have too much fun making jokes about this game.
Oh, absolutely.
I really need to play it for myself now. Is it long, Andy?
I haven't. Oh, I mean, let me look on the thread. I've nowhere near close to. I have given the package to Professor Oak. That's it. And man, was there something in that package I was not ready for.
Is
Yeah?
it an enhancement? game?
No.
Or is it?
I don't. It seems like it has
It's
like
not
a proper plot
enhanced.
about dating Misty.
Yeah, it's in Kanto.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a completely original plot about Ash being a degenerate that is trying to be a Pokemon trainer so that he can date Misty.
Damn.
Yeah.
He's really committed.
Apparently, it's several hours and ends after the first gym.
Oh, okay.
So I could do it in like one stream.
Maybe. Though, if I do have to give one criticism, as I always have to do, there aren't overworld shadows.
Oh, what a shame. Wow. I care. Anyway,
Hey, I have to
shall we
point
talk?
it out.
Of course.
If you look at the beautiful title screen, Misty has a shadow, so surely that makes you happy.
My God.
Yeah, she certainly has shadows.
Yeah?
Anyways,
Are they at least...
let's go into the summer game jam games.
Damn, no team mapper even? That's
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
wild.
surely we talk about
Yeah,
Damn.
Mapper. So yeah, Team
Cave,
Mapper.
do you
that's
want to
been-
give a summary on what Team Mapper is?
So, if you're not an old head like I am, there used to be on the previous forum a event, grammatically correct,
There you go.
called Team Mapper, where we basically had there's a few different versions of Team Mapper. It switches up a little bit, but essentially the concept is to create a map filled up with plots that like a bunch of different people map, and we're all like working together to make one cohesive map. Oh my god, I just absolutely murdered my microphone. I'm so sorry. And so you like each person, like if you reply to the thread, you get assigned a plot, then you make your plot, and if there's like already adjacent plots that are filled out, you try and make your map like float from one plot to another. So stuff like that. And I'd like, it was always my favorite event other than the jams, of course, on the old forum. And now that I'm part of like the expo / event side of things, I was like really pushing, like I wanted to do this like literally right when we published the new forum, but we've waited about a month and now we're doing it now. It's great. So the way we're doing it this time is that there's an 8x8 grid of plots for people to complete. There are 4 different rounds and each plot is assigned to a round. Each plot is 12 tiles by 12 tiles. At the moment that we're recording this, we are currently waiting on round 2 map submissions. And I don't know, like, it's hard. It's actually kind of difficult to describe unless like you just go look at the thread. And if you look at the thread, you'll have, trust me, I put a lot of time in trying to explain Team Mapper well. And I think I did a decent enough job. So if you want to go check that thread out, that will help out your understanding of things. And also, probably by the time this goes up, it might be done. We might still be like on a round 4 type thing, but if we're still accepting applications for plots, I highly recommend participating. It is a great way to like kind of feel like you're part of something that's bigger than yourself. So yeah, highly recommend participating. But this is also from the guy who's putting it on, so
Also,
yeah.
Kate, what do you mean if you're an old head, you know what it is? It's not that old.
yeah, but there are a shocking amount of people that like didn't know what this was.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Come on, even I participated in one before.
Yeah, no,
It'd be,
it
a
wasn't
few
like,
years or so
I
now.
feel like it was 2020, 2021, but like,
Really?
are we getting to the point where you're an old head now if you were around when like COVID dropped? Like when COVID dropped, if you were
Oh,
here, then
please
you're
don't
an
tell
old
me.
head or something. Like, I really
tell me
hope
I'm an old
not.
head.
Like,
Well,
I
it's time
should
to
be
wake
like,
up, kids. It's been 4 years.
I should be in the ground if we're calling people who were around when COVID happened, old heads. Like,
Honestly, what does that make me? I joined in like 2017.
yeah, like
So you're
I'm like, they buried me alive. That's how old I am. Anyways, yeah, go participate, or at least look at the team mapper. And then one of the things that I want to do, I don't remember if this was a thing that we did or that they did with previous team mappers, but I would like to, whenever I can do it, because you know, when one person gets to make one 12 by 12 plot, that's easy. But when I have to make the entire 96 by 96 tile map, that's difficult. Even though I already know what every single tile is, that still takes a while. But whenever, after the event's complete, I do want to like make a resource so people can use this map in whatever game that they want to develop, or you can use like portions of the map. So yeah.
It's gonna go
all-
crazy in game jams.
Yeah, maybe we'll have a requirement in this jam that you have to use this map. Definitely
Ooh.
not.
That would be
Definitely
interesting.
not.
I think that'd
because-
be fun.
I mean, it'd be fun,
Any-
but it also
any-
would limit, like, tile sets you could
Yeah.
use and generational styles. That'd
Yeah.
be the main problem.
Any RMX project that has a 96 by 96 map and it probably runs at 2 frames a second. So
Yeah, it'd be interesting if, like, one project just had, like, a whole game spanning this one map.
you could definitely do it.
Oh, most
Yeah.
definitely. At least using like the previous team mapper maps, people tend to add like a lot of like caves and houses as well.
Yeah. There were a lot of houses in the first round too.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Hmm.
And a nice little waterfall in the middle.
I wonder who made that.
I know. Could be anyone.
Could be.
But yeah, a lot of fun stuff tends to come out of Team Mapper as well. I know, at least when it
Yeah.
was a Relic Castle thing, a lot of like truck and bicycle memes came out of it because people just kept on adding trucks and kept on adding bicycles. People would hide Among Us and Lost in rocks or wherever they could
Ow.
find it.
Well,
A lot of
Fray.
fun stuff.
let's just say that's already there.
We got one.
If you wanted to be the first person to put Among Us and Lost, then you
You're too
already
late.
lost.
Yeah, sorry.
Zafra's got you beat.
Yeah. I don't know, something I can talk about that I've been working on recently for the last year. I'm working on like a Pokemon Abstract devlog video, which is like almost done.
Interesting.
So I guess you can look forward to that. I think all that's left is like adding music. So it's like almost done. It's
All right.
it's taken longer than I want to admit.
I mean, I assume that's going to be a very either long video or very highly edited video, which both things take forever to do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Speaking
Also-
of editing, I did just I did finish writing my next video essay, so
Oh.
Really?
Oh.
yeah, I'll have to. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not as thrilled about the topic of this one as I was the Team Flare one, but I still think it's interesting, and I'm really pumped because I already know what the next. Like, I'm kind of viewing this video essay as a requisite for the next one that I'm gonna write, and the next one I'm super excited to write. So
Okay.
I've not recorded anything, and honestly, I should probably proofread it one more time. But
That's okay, cause I keep telling myself I'm gonna record stuff, and yeah, that hasn't happened yet. I've got to get on recording some stuff, but nope.
I feel that. I mean, the devlog video, I had it all written for like in December, and it took me until March to actually record it. Because, oh no, I know what happened. I recorded it once, But then for some reason the audio just became completely unusable. Because I messed up somehow.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So... It's great. But yeah, where were we last in the summer jam? Was it Poke Emblem? A Trip Through Time?
Yeah, that was the
that
last one we talked about.
Okay. So we're a little over halfway.
Yeah.
Okay. How many of us played Pokemon Otherworlds?
I did. I've got very strong feelings about it.
Oh, I know.
Oh, then you
No.
talk about them because I did not play it.
Actually, I know
Okay.
other people's opinions.
Well, Pokemon
Otherworlds.
Otherworlds is... Let me pull up the thread so I can help myself out a little bit. Let me think. What can I say without looking at the thread off the top of my head?
I can say what I've pretty much heard through. I'm not gonna say who, because it's a little critical, but I've heard through talking with some people in the community that there are some interesting concepts, but they just weren't handled, like, well, and it wasn't really polished, and...
Okay, yeah. So just to start off, the basis of the game is you play as Brendan, but it's like a weird alternate ending to the Delta episode. You get chucked through like a portal, and you end up in Hisui, like another dimension of Hisui. This game, like Andy's saying, it is very, very scuffed. It is very, very jank. There's a lot of stuff that does not work. The dev was pressed for time. There's some bugs. But all that said and done, the dev has put in a huge amount of effort to make a bunch of super unique ideas, super unique, cool things. The game opens with like a segment where you have to ride Rayquaza and you have to go around smashing meteors. And then later on the game, there's a mini boss fight in a like Pokemon Legends Arceus style where you have to fight a Cleavor and go around an arena. And
Okay.
that's just like a couple things that it tries to be quite innovative with. Just throughout the whole game, it's being very interesting in the way it presents its story through a bunch of like weird flashbacks. I really like that. And
also, if I
while
remember
it...
correctly, wasn't there a lot of grammar mistakes, too, in the...
Yeah, but who cares, man?
Well, obviously,
I don't
you
care.
expect, like, some problems every now and then. It's a jam game, but from what I remember, it was...
Like, if the English is fine enough that I can read it and understand what's supposed to be said, I don't care if the "your" is written with an E when it's not meant to. Like, I still get to have fun with the game. I think that's what it comes down to for this game for me, is no, it's not like the super clean, polished, high-quality fan game, but what it was for me is an incredibly fun fan game. Incredibly, incredibly enjoyable. Even if it is filled with jank, I found my experience to be massively positive and massively unique. And so that's why I give the game such high praise, because maybe it's not super, super polished, maybe it does have a bunch of typos, but at the end of the day, it's still an incredibly fun fan game if you don't really care about the minor details like that.
You know what, Tom? I respect your opinion. I don't agree with your opinion, but I respect it.
Sure thing.
I think there's something to be said, at least for like jam games especially. Like it's polish in terms of jam games is really interesting to talk about, because like obviously you want a polished game, but I think if your vision for a game should always include polish, but polish is the last thing that like you should really want to have in your vision, if that makes sense. Like, if like, because what I'm hearing from Tomix is that like the vision of this game was executed so well, except to the point where there's just not polish. And like, to me, that's where like you basically did the entire development cycle. And I guess for me, if you didn't have time to test and fix those polish problems, then like, okay, that's like completely fine with me. If you just if you decided to not test, that's where I do have issues. So, because like a lot of the stuff when we talk, like at least to me, when I talk about polish, I talk about easily avoidable issues such as like grammar mistakes, bugs,
forgetting to set a self
stuff
switch
like that.
on.
Yeah, or yeah, soft blocks potentially, just like that. So I think like it's fine if you have like, as long as your game is like completable and it's not too jank. If we can accept that you executed your vision to like, God, there's some noise going on outside my room. Like if you execute your vision and that doesn't, and you didn't have time to test your game, but everything else was great, I honestly would consider that a success. Is it as good as it could have been? No, but I would consider that a success. I think it's like a little more nuanced than saying like polish, bad or good.
Most definitely. And like, I totally do get why some people don't like this game, because the jank, I think it goes a bit beyond what you're saying. I think the jank does get in the way at some points. It is like there's a lot of lack of polish and a lot of things that just feel really weird. Like I think when you start the game, you start off because they didn't have time to figure out how to like not give you a Pokemon, so they just give you a Pokemon that's question mark, question mark, question mark.
Oh.
And you enter battle with a question mark graphic.
Oh no.
Wait, that's
So like that, for
hilarious.
example,
Oh
like,
no.
that's the level of jank we're talking about.
Okay, yeah, then maybe we need to take a pause and say, okay, let's take at least 20 minutes to figure this part out. But
Yeah.
again,
And,
like I don't,
Or like some
I
things
don't-
like, when I say grammar, I don't mean like misspellings of your. I do that sometimes. I mean like stuff that should be capitalized that isn't. There may have been some missing periods.
I mean, I'm always very lax on grammar, especially because when you're playing these things, you never know if a person's first language English or not. And it's
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'm not. When I say that, I'm not attacking the person who made it. I'm just saying more matter of fact. It ain't good.
that's something that I've like had to learn as well in terms of like reviewing fan games. Is like we all, especially me, like I'm like super big into story critique and whatnot, and when it's not like, when the language that you're making the game is not your first language, you don't know how to express the emotions and the words that you want the characters to have, and that's like really, it's that's not exactly what we're talking about here. Like there's a difference between knowing how to have a grammatically correct sentence and then like getting your point or using words that
expressing
get your
yourself
point across
properly.
the best way. But I think there's a little bit of overlap in those.
Yeah.
Most definitely, yeah. But yeah, so we don't need to talk about this for too much longer because I'm the only person who's played it. But I think this game is really fun. I do understand that it's very jank. I do understand that it's very weird. But I found it to be a very enjoyable experience, and I'd much rather play this than a generic HM fan game.
Wow.
I can see it.
That shouldn't
That
come
makes
as a
sense.
surprise. Who even
makes
wants to
sense.
play HM games anymore?
I still like HM games.
Tom in the corner.
No, Cade would back me in. I trust my boy. Get on my side, Cade.
If it's
Okay.
if it's 8 gyms because you don't have like, because you can
Okay.
use the 8 gym idea to like, you can build on the 8 gym idea and still have the 8
I mean, like
gyms.
generic, like 8 gyms is all it has. You get your starter, you fight a gym, you walk to the
Are you
next
talking
town,
about like
you
Shattered
fight a
Light?
gym.
Like a game like
No,
that?
what? Shattered Light has a little bit, but at least Shattered Light has
Shattered
some other
Light-
stuff going on.
Shattered Light just threw every Pokemon in the game because they could.
Yeah.
Um,
Like, I'm like,
I
okay, if Shattered Light isn't that bar for kind of just an 8-gym game, I don't know what is. And I'm not saying that as a slight to Shattered Light, I'm just like, if that's not 8-gym game, then what is?
Does this game even have a page up?
That's what I'm looking at, because I don't remember Shattered Light.
Shattered Light was for Endless and Vault.
No, I'm not talking. I'm talking about a different game.
When I say
Well,
generic 8-gym fan game, I'm not naming anything, but I mean like a game that really is just 8-gym's basic Pokemon gameplay and nothing else. Like, I can't remember much, but Shattered Light did introduce a fair few mechanics, and obviously had Shadow Pokemon as well. It had like pretty good map design from what I remember.
Here,
But also,
take
I
a look at
don't
this
really
game.
know if you can say, like, that...
Yep, that's who I was thinking. I was thinking that one. I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it because
So there's some,
I've never played one, so I can't comment. But
I have not finished one, but I have played a few, and they are like very just. And I'm not hating on
nothing
people
wrong
who play
with
the
that,
games
it's
because
just not
these
our thing.
games are more built for the challenge than
in the story.
like a story. For me, so my whole thing with an 8-gym game is if you're just using the 8-gym games because that's what every Pokemon game has, then yeah, I'd rather have a custom story. But if you're gonna build on the 8-gym game, then or the 8-gym system, then I think that's where it's essentially the same thing as like a story-driven game, kind of.
Yeah.
You know. Anyways.
But, like, also, Tom, you were saying, like, Shadow Pokemon were, like, a feature. But that's just something that comes in Essentials. So I don't know if
no,
you
but
can
how
really
many
call that...
fan games have you played with Shadow Pokemon? Like 2?
Dude,
Literally
I haven't
playing one right
played
now.
that many.
Exactly. So that's why it's still novel to me. That's why I still get an enjoyable experience out of it. It is something unique. It makes,
there aren't
it
like
gives the game
custom
identity.
sprites for Shadow Pokemon in Essentials by default, so you do have to do a little bit more work, even though the coding aspect of Shadow Pokemon is already in Essentials, I believe.
Yes. No, I still wouldn't call it a feature. But that's my personal opinion.
Well, that's just your opinion. Doesn't mean we have to agree with it.
I didn't say you did. But yeah, that's... I don't know, I guess... So, now I have an interesting question. I'm gonna use 2 of my games as examples so that we don't have to pick favorites of other people's games, because that's just a bit iffy when it comes to more... Like, Tom, would you rather play Abstract again or Hito again? If you don't know, Abstract, we talked about this last episode. Open world 8-gym fan game I worked on. Hito is an action-based Pokemon fan game I made. That was arguably less polished.
Which one would I rather play again? Well, this is unfair, but if you're like, hey Tom, sit down, play one of his games, I'd definitely pick Hito, but that's just because it's shorter. But in terms of which game do I think is like more interesting, that's just hard to say. Also, you're doing yourself a big disservice by calling Abstract a generic 8-gym fan game, because it's obviously more than that.
Yeah,
Well,
no, that's
I was-
Not
way
it.
more than
I
that.
know.
Builds on the 8-gym system by making it so you can do it open world. Also, I'll answer this. I'll say Abstract 100% because it has more replayability. Because Hito, you kind of have like your you have your team already, and you can't, from my understanding, you can't like change your Pokemon around.
No.
So that's why I would say Abstract has
I guess
more
if I'm
replayability.
playing a second time and time isn't an issue, Kate's right there, it would be Abstract because it would be an actual different experience the second time round.
Yeah.
But if I had to like Thanos snap one fan game out of existence between, I don't know, that's just, I feel like that's not fair because Abstract is definitely more than an 8-gym fan game.
Well, yeah. I was trying to think out of, because obviously I just want to use mine and not throw a different person's game under the bus. And
But the
that's
point is, if you have
closest.
a game that is like new and unique, and then you have a game that really is just another 8-gym fan game and doesn't add anything new, I'm obviously going to want something unique, even if it is janky.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to me,
Well, personally-
there's also like a level of jankiness that like is just too much. Like, there's a level of polish that you have to meet. I'm not saying like, oh, it has to be completely polished. There's just like this minimum that's just not like looks like a kindergartner made it. And I'm not saying Otherworlds did.
I think even if it's janky, and even if it's so janky that you have a horrible time playing it, its existence contributes more to a fun Pokemon fan game community than a generic HM game would.
I mean, yes, but
Because
if you
you've
have
got
more
a dime a dozen of
fun,
them.
if you have more fun playing like more generic 8-gym games, then wouldn't that benefit you more in your life because you are having more enjoyment playing it?
Yeah, but not me. I don't have more fun playing more generic HM. I'd rather see something new, even if I completely hate it.
Which, that's fair.
Like, I completely did not enjoy playing Precognition. That game was one of the least enjoyable games I've ever
We're
played.
getting into this.
This is
But-
actually so true. Wait, I
Like, it
totally
is so
agree with the point
unfun
you're
to
gonna
play.
make.
But if you say that you'd rather have a random 8-gym game exist than Precognition, I think you're stupid. Because
Yeah.
Precognition at least tried to do something very interesting. In fact, it did do things very interesting. It was
Yeah,
just
it gave
put
me a
together
headache.
in a very unfun gameplay loop.
I mean, even look at like, again, I'm gonna talk about mine because I don't know, I played more of my games than other games. I swear I'm not self-centered. Like, Iron Memory. I'd honestly rather an Iron Memory exist, which, yeah, only one person has ever completed legitimately, but shut the hell up. Than, yeah, like what Tom is saying with just a generic. Because, hey, at least
Right.
it's something.
Wait,
Then
who's
you
the
get my
person
point,
who
right?
finished
Yeah.
Iron Memory legitimately?
You, Cade.
Wait, am I actually the only person
You
who
are
finished
the
it
only
legitimately?
person, Cade.
I
I
never
died
played
at the
it,
final
so
boss and-
Okay,
Gave
stop the count. I am the best gamer to ever exist. I'm done. I'm leaving. Goodbye, everybody.
well, there he
Yeah.
goes.
Yeah, Tom died in the last fight. Nan died in the last fight and had to go through debug mode to see the ending. Same with Kenny. Crimson Tide recently played it and thought the balancing was one of the worst he's seen, which, thank you very much, Crimson. But, yeah, he finished it, but it was through debug mode.
What can I say? I'm just him.
Cade of Raid 5, more like King of Raid 5.
Well, no, actually, I think one of it is because Kate did it without the bonus of the dating sim sections, which start off at a higher level cap. And I think because he did more natural progression through the levels, it helped his Pokemon be stronger, if I had to guess. If I understand how the Pokemon battle system works.
Yeah, I have no idea. I feel like I cheesed some of it, but
Hey, less than other people. He didn't open debug mode. Oh, yeah, if you
There
don't
we
know,
go.
Iron
Okay, shall we
Memory
move on to the next fan game? Otherwise, we're going to be here until forever.
Yeah.
Fair. Okay, after Pokemon Otherworlds by No Probo, I forgot if I said his name, so I'm just gonna say that, is Tales of the Outskirt Stand by MechAttack202.
I think
banger.
everyone that's played
Absolute
this game loves
banger.
it.
I'll let y'all talk first.
Hold on. I had.
Oh, Andy, I'm actually...
I'll let y'all talk first.
I took notes.
Have you played it, Andy?
I have.
Well, okay, I already know what one of his complaints is because there's no overworld shadows in this game.
Is that actually...
Honestly-
Oh my god.
There's not. No, I actually
That's
that's
not-
probably my biggest critique with the game as a whole because it's Gen 4 and doesn't have overworld shadows. But like, remember when we were talking about like our ideal fan game? I literally brought this game up as an example of what
You
my
did.
favorite model for a type of fan game is because you are taking canon characters and you are putting them in a new environment, even though the environment isn't that different from the environment that those characters normally show up in. It's still a different story. It brings in another just completely just different generation of Pokemon concept in, makes it super interesting. You explore a bunch of different characters. Is the story maybe the most intricate or crazy? No, it's not, but it's a very, very solid Pokemon game, and because it is kind of right down my lane of what I really like, that's why I think it's my favorite. Or definitely like that and Abstract are like so close in my opinion of like the two best games from this jam.
Mm.
And like the story's not, as a whole, isn't anything super amazing, but I remember really enjoying just the dialogue of how the characters interacted.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Yeah.
well written.
Yeah. I'll agree with
I
that.
think also, like, for me, the Outskirt stand is one of the most interesting environments and locations in like all of Pokemon. Like, there's maybe this is also because I have personal experience, but I went to go see none of you guys will probably know who this guy is, but I went to see Denzel Curry in concert, and then the group of people that I was with, we went and we took like a bus or public transit to like this really cool aesthetic like Asian restaurant, and it was literally in a train car. And so when I played Tales of the Outskirts stand, it brought me back to like those memories, and I really enjoyed my time. So those memories, it's another thing of like, if you have personal experience that you can relate to in like any way, it like makes a thing so much more memorable and better for you. And Tales of the Outskirts stand is one of those things for me.
Yeah, it is just an awesome game. I mean, we've talked about it to death, I feel like, but
I haven't.
beautiful,
Ethy.
fun, engaging.
So I wrote down, I was at the train station and I wrote this. I thought it was interesting that they picked Manaphy and used Ultra Beast for this. Like, those were like, those in the Ori region I didn't expect.
Yeah, the Manaphy tying in with the Shadow Pokemon, I think is just a nice use of like legendary lore.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I also wrote in here, it could have easily been stretched out into an even bigger game if it weren't for the constraints that they had. And I was really impressed by that. Like, not a whole lot of games have that potential behind it. Even when you do make it that long, like sometimes that's a mistake. But this game definitely it had its opportunity where if they wanted to, they probably could have like taken it outside of Jam and turned it into something a whole lot bigger, which is a lot to say because it's already such a big game.
Is it my turn? Okay.
Okay, Andy.
Okay.
Lay it on us.
I didn't hate it.
The highest praise. I didn't hate it.
I didn't hate it.
It just... I didn't like it. First of all,
Why not?
for the meme reason, there's no Overworld Shadows. I mean, as the leader of Team Overworld Shadows, I kind of have to say that for every game now. But no, for serious reasons, I don't know. I mean, the gameplay was just... not fun to me.
Interesting.
Why don't you think that the gameplay was fun?
Well, okay, because mostly what I remember from the gameplay was, alright, before you go into the story section, don't forget to battle like the 20 random people around the Outskirt stand. Just to, you know, do some grinding, and I'm like, why?
But those
I just...
those trainers weren't required though.
I think
Were
they
they?
were
Yeah.
optional, weren't they?
They were optional.
Yeah, well, I also had to grind a bunch in order to progress through the game.
I don't remember if I think I had to grind a little bit, but not too much.
I remember that being a big problem with me. What else happened? I mean, just... In general, yeah, my main fault was just, like, it was just grindy to me.
Mm-hmm.
And that just, yeah, didn't make it an enjoyable experience. And, yeah, the dialogue was well written, but again, it was kind of sparse, and most of my experience with the game was just grinding.
Hmm.
I can definitely understand how, like, you might think that the game has too many trainers, because, like, there are definitely, like in that one town especially, there's just, like, everybody you talk to is a trainer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah,
yeah,
that's-
I can get that.
Yeah, that's basically my thoughts. Oh, I just saw Mac's notes. Hope you enjoy. If you don't, okay. It's just like, he was just speaking directly to me.
Mac is
Damn.
also just, like, an MVP of the community. Bro is, like, definitely the most legendary solo dev of, like, all time. I swear.
I can see it.
Yeah. And if you want to talk about like ancient members, he goes back.
Yeah,
Does
he
he?
does go back. Yeah.
Alright, well, if we're going with Outskirt Stand, next is Pokemon Storage System by Gunther 930.
Yeah, so the premise of this game is that I believe you are a Porygon and you go inside a PC and you need to go like clear stuff up. Is that does that sound right?
I did not
That's
play
what
this
it
game.
says in the thread.
Yes. Rotom
Has
and
anyone
their
else played
trusty
this?
partner Porygon 2 are called in
not.
to enter the digital world. I did not
you
play
play
it.
Eevee?
I did
Okay,
not.
I guess I'm the only one.
I think I wanted to, but I had to cut it because of time.
Right.
I saw
It's,
Volty play it.
What was that?
I saw Volty play it. I think that was the first stream game he played.
Maybe, yeah. It was a pretty fun fan game. So just reading the thread to help jog my memory. It is essentially just like a battle gauntlet. You have a pretty restricted set of Pokemon and you need to beat a bunch of barely handcrafted double battles. So there's not too many double battles, but they are like supposed to be, each of them are supposed to be quite challenging, and you're supposed to use your restricted team to sort of figure out how to get past it. So if you're looking at it at like purely gameplay point, it's not all that interesting because it really is just a bunch of back-to-back battles. What I found a bit more enjoyable about it was the setting. It's a really short game, so like the battles don't get that tiring. But it takes place on a PC, and you've got like two maps, and the first map is based off the PC wallpaper, and then the second map changes to like, I can't remember if it's a beach or something, but it's also supposed to be inspired by the PC wallpaper. And so I think just in like, in terms of concept, there's a pretty interesting game doing battles inside a PC and having the environment based off those recognizable backgrounds. But yeah, I think
That
not
sounds
too much
interesting.
else to say about it.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of battle gauntlets, this sounds like a pretty
Straightforward.
interesting premise.
Yeah.
But also, yeah, I guess like battle gauntlets as a concept are pretty straightforward in my opinion.
What? Alright.
Yeah, normally I wouldn't really be a fan of like a big battle gauntlet, but it wasn't too long of a game, so I don't think it overstayed its welcome.
That's good. Alright, after Storage System is Pokemon Ultra Recon Tales by Crimson Tide, Hinium Bai, and Booney62.
Oh, okay. I actually had some
This
thoughts
game.
about it.
Yeah, I do
I-
have some thoughts as well.
I remember genuinely liking it and thinking, I want more of this. I desperately want more of this.
Do you want to
Like,
give
they-
a quick summary of what the game's about?
Yeah, so, dang, it doesn't, they don't have more than just, in a world without light, despair looms around. The Ultra Recon Squad aim to fix their corrupted world. Will you explore Ultra Space to find a cure to complete darkness?
Really descriptive.
Very descriptive. Unfortunately, not enough for me to remember more without, like, I need to go back to my YouTube video to remember, honestly.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. From what I remember of the game, it was nice, and honestly, there were some like world building or like environmental storytelling concepts that I either didn't notice or didn't give enough credit for, like, because there were like I think there were like a few like grammar mistakes, and I had originally called out Crimson for like, hey, like you normally don't make these like mistakes, what's going on here? And it turns out these were intentional, because like the characters are like not from Earth, they're like part of the Ultra Recon Squad, so they naturally speak in a little bit of broken English, and I'm like, wait, what the fuck? That's like
Oh, that's kinda
genius.
cool.
Oh, that's cool.
And I think there were some like environmental storytelling things in the maps as well that were well, I'm trying to remember, because I feel like I had some other issues with like polish, but I don't remember if those were also like things that were done on purpose to like make the game like feel jank as it should, or if it was just like, or if they were just like polish mistakes. So I'm not sure which one is which, but overall definitely like a very, very good game. And I think it'd definitely be interesting to see more. I'm trying to think. I think one of the other things that I didn't like is that, I don't know, one of the things is that this premise is very, very similar to a game called Ultra Recon Jam or something like that.
Yeah.
And that game was so jank. It was not good. I love you, Fox Owl, but even Fox Owl knows that was not the best game. But yeah, I like overall pretty solid game, I would say, from what I remember at least.
I see. I'm
You can go
looking
first.
through my stream, and I'm seeing where there was a lot of the premise of like your life or your light was being like people, like the light of people was at risk. So you, like, the Ultra Recon Squad is going out and trying to regain light and bring it back to the megalopolis. I always have the worst time saying that.
I mean, why did they name something so confusing?
And then you go on a quest to the Ultra Jungle, which you can tell a lot of Crimson. You can tell that that Crimson did these maps. They look, they give off Crimson vibes looking at them. I don't mean that in a negative way. What did I censor?
What?
I apparently, like, I'm like gently like fast forwarding through my stream, and I just see where I pulled up the censor for some reason.
Wait, is this right? Am I wait?
Well, was
give me
that
a
not
second.
Pokemon
This
or
might have been my
Misty?
biggest critique of it. Oh yeah. Okay, my biggest critique of this game is that there's not running shoes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That
no,
was
that would annoy me.
Then
Unless
I
I'm
had-
purposely walking in my video, which I can't imagine I would do.
Let's see. I'm trying to look at. Oh yeah, I was definitely using speed up.
Yeah, If there's not one you choose, I don't blame you. Crimson, what were you doing? Now that we're
That's-
friends, I can now
other than that,
respectfully go,
though-
what the hell were you doing?
Other than that, though, I think it was very solid.
Hmm.
Yeah, game was decent from what I remember. It was just like very short, I think. I think we got to see like the first real boss battle, and then it sort of ended. And so I think I really just
Yeah.
wanted to see a bit more.
Yeah, I wanted more from it, and yeah, I'm seeing where, yeah, you fight the one boss, and that's about all you get. But I think at the end you do get a baby Squolskeeto.
Oh yeah, that's right. The like fake
yeah.
mon Buzzwole thing.
baby
Yeah,
Buzzwole.
that was so cool.
That was really cool, and that that premise makes me, I want more from that.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
So yeah,
I
it
get the
left me
feeling none
wanting.
of us have played the next game on the list.
I mean,
Oh, nope. I can confirm I did not.
So, I really wanted to play this game. Otter
Similar.
makes amazing games, and you guys should go play Latent and
yeah.
what's the other one? Why am I forgetting what the
Ferris?
other one is? Ferris,
Or
yeah.
White.
Ferris especially. I think Ferris is a great game, super
Yeah.
underrated. You guys should go play those games. But
I agree.
literally the first thing that this thread says is like you should not play this game on stream because you will get absolutely copyright stricken to hell and back.
Oh yeah.
So that's why I didn't
that's why I
play this
didn't
game.
play
I'm
it.
sure this game is absolutely amazing, but
Oh,
for
I'm
that
pretty
reason
sure it's
specifically,
just
I didn't
a
play it.
shitpost game.
Oh, is this
Pretty sure
actually
you
just a
climb a
shitpost
ladder
game?
for a long time.
Oh, is that actually what it is?
Because in Metal Gear Solid 3, there's like a famous scene where you have to climb a ladder for like 3 minutes straight, and a full-blown song plays for the whole time. And so climbing ladders is kind of a meme for Metal Gear. And so I
Okay,
think
maybe
this
I'm
is
just dumb
a
then.
ladder climbing simulator.
Maybe.
That's wild.
Wait,
But still, go
wait.
play Ferris.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, please
For the
go
most
play
part,
Ferris.
you just press the up arrow. The first level is 2 minutes. Second level is 25 minutes of ladder. Third level is 50 minutes of ladder.
Oh my god, no.
So yeah, it's just a big.
That's hilarious,
shitpost.
actually.
Oh my god, no wonder don't play this game on stream.
Otter, your
Or my
automatic
stream.
good game permissions have been revoked.
I find it very funny that you went into bat being like, I'm sure this game's amazing. It's probably really enjoyable.
I mean, it's an Otter game. I don't know, like the graphical style looks amazing too. I guess you're just climbing a ladder the whole time.
replicated it very well. It's very impressive.
Alright, well, after Up Arrow Simulator is Pokemon Blast Processor version by Endless Beat, and I think was this his first game he posted?
Jam game, yeah, but he's done.
Yeah, he had
okay, Mom,
adequate mon.
Uh,
which is in the same graphical style
yeah, I see.
as Blast Process, but
Yeah.
this game is really good. I think just personally me, it's like I'm not the person who would get the most value out of this game because I have not played a ton of Sonic in my life. And I think there are some people who enjoy the graphical style a bit more than I do. With that being said, the dialogue is great. It's so silly, and I love it. The amount of content packed into this game is amazing. Now, granted, I did play the non-jam version. I played the completed version. But there's still like so much cool stuff in this game. And it's a very solid, like, complete experience.
Yeah, I mean, just a quick synopsis. It is just like you play as Sonic, you get isekai'd to Pokemon World, and you go collect Chaos Emeralds by fighting other Sonic characters. I'm similar, like with Cade. I think I'm not 100% the person for this game. I haven't really played Sonic. But what I will say is, when I first saw the game, I thought the art style looked a bit iffy. I wasn't really a big fan. But I very quickly got used to it and actually got quite, I came to kind of like it a little bit by the end of the game, despite how hesitant I felt at first. Unlike Cade, I did find the dialogue a bit annoying at times. There was just a lot of it, and it is very silly and funny. But my god, there's just a lot of it. And so I got quite tired out by the dialogue by the end, and I was actually skipping some of it, which I
It
felt
is
quite
very
bad.
dialogue heavy.
Yeah.
But the collecting of the Chaos Emeralds is really cool. Each one you get a new HM, and it makes like other areas more explorable. Because you can really do anything in any order. There's like 4 zones you can pick from. I thought that was very well done. You also collect little red coins as like hidden collectibles, which I thought was fun. What I did not think was fun was a mini game that comes at the very end where you have to dodge 10 million bouncing blue balls.
Yeah, that shit was awful.
It killed me, man.
That
Yeah,
dude,
I've heard.
I don't know how I did that.
Yeah.
But that was like the only, like, for the amount of stuff that's in the game, that was the only like frustrating part.
Yeah, for real.
Were those like puzzles at the end. Which I think is pretty impressive for like a lot of the experimentation mini game type stuff that they were able to put in the game without doing like a ton of custom stuff.
Yeah, it is a very
And
like,
it not just being tile puzzles.
Yeah. There's a lot of really fun and cool ideas in the game, and I think it actually does, unlike some other jam games, it does execute nearly all of them well.
Heck yeah.
Nice. Alright,
Have
well,
you guys played it or no?
nope.
Nope.
Okay, we can move on then.
Yeah. Oh no. After this bump, we're gonna go into 3 banners and negative Andy is gonna be out of here. But just bear with me. Pokemon Flower Jam by King Waluigi.
You're a hater?
So what do you guys think?
I had fun with
I
it.
think it's... Well, so Flower Jam, just for a synopsis, it's plot-wise, I'm not too sure, but it's basically a small mini Pokemon game themed around flowers. You have to beat like 3 gym leader equivalents, I believe.
Yeah.
And every Pokemon in this game is somewhat flower themed. So, and then on top of that, there's a fair few new evolutions. I think like Sunflora, for example, has a new evolution.
Mhm.
There's
Yeah,
some
one
cool
of the
stuff
only
there.
fan games I've seen utilize the Fakemon resource pack. I'm surprised
Oh,
that
yeah.
more people have utilized it, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought the game was alright. I liked its flower theme a lot. I think it stuck with its flower theme and it followed through with it. It made a few really nice changes. Like, I think it made it so grass no longer resists grass because like 90% of the Pokemon in this game are grass type.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that just sounds
So very-
logical.
Which
Yeah, a very good
that's
change
actually one of my
for
big complaints about the game is that they had to do that for balancing purposes.
But I think it's definitely good that they did that because otherwise it would have been a pain.
Yeah.
And it meant that they were able to stick with their flower theme.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought it was cute. I think the theme's cute. It's not that long of a fan game, so it doesn't tire you out that much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like, yeah, this is just like an exceptionally like polished experience. I don't think it does anything like excellently, but I think it's like very polished, and what I think it does really well is it has like a unique theme, and it takes that unique theme and just runs with it. And there are not a lot of fan games that have that so religiously stick to their theme like this game does.
It reminds me a little bit of Pokemon Fairies in that respect.
Yes.
so... It does have overworld shadows, I'll compliment it on that.
I'm gonna kill you.
Though, the overworld shadows aren't symmetrical.
Uh-oh.
I know.
So
Where-
in your
where
in
can
your
I-
tier list is non-symmetrical overworld shadows worse than just not having overworld shadows?
That's a good question.
Probably.
I would say so, probably for me. Actually, no, I
Because-
don't know. I don't care that much.
Well, no, because I just stare at it and I'm like, there are more pixels on the right than the left. Why? Just move it over, like, add one more pixel to the left and then you're good. I don't...
Well, I imagine that's not to do with the overworld shadows. I think that's to do with the sprite not being centered, right? Or no?
No, because, the Overworld Shadows plugin was made with 3rd generation overworlds in mind, and this game has 4th generation, which spread over an extra pixel to the left. So to make it, like, accurately fit around the sprite, yeah, you do have to extend it over.
That's interesting.
Yeah. But, so, that's... Now that the Mimi complaint is over... Yeah, no, I have to disagree with Kate. I did not find it polished. And that was my main fault with it. Okay, also, another funny thing I can say. My computer hard thought this game was a virus. Like, anytime I moved, my virus protector, like, just stopped the whole game and was like, stop, this is trying to access this folder. I'm like, shut up, I'm trying to play the game.
What kind
Surely
of
that's just-
antivirus do you have?
Any game, bro, right? Any RPG Maker game would be like that.
Well, it was only Flower Jam.
That's weird.
No, I have a Norton, and I think that's what was, like, screaming at me.
Oh,
Oh,
Norton
that's a
used to
virus
hate
in
me
and of
playing
them.
fan games.
Yeah,
I used to have
remember
Norton
having
and
Norton problems on
It just
my old
hated
laptop.
me playing fan games.
And it's fine now. Apparently.
I remember it kept on quarantining my dot project or whatever it's called when I was making a fan
Yeah.
game.
Oh. I can see that. But no, to really go into my thoughts, like I said, okay. King Waluigi, if you do watch this, because I have seen an episode of the podcast before. You're a great person, you're a great dev, I've liked a lot of the stuff you've done, I would still like to work in the future with you. If you don't know, we've tried to make 2 projects before, but both of them fell through. Both of them were Alola projects, funny enough. But yeah, it just... A lot of the problems just have to do... If you don't know, this game was made in a week. So I don't... Well, I can't even say I don't, like, blame him for a lot of the problems, because I feel like a lot of Pog Jam games have a lot more polish than this one did. Because, like-
Where's the lack of polish?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
think-
something that I'm kind of...
Did you play this game like right after it like the jam finished?
Well, okay. So one of my problems was I remember indoor maps. You know, like the outline that goes around indoor houses?
Are you
Like
saying
the
like
shadow,
there
or-
wasn't
oh,
there
this
were
is
some
Gen
of the
4.
some of the tiles had outlines and some of them didn't?
Well, it was like, I remember one time, you know how, like, tile sets normally don't have the L connector between, like, the outline? And you have to kind of make that yourself?
Yeah.
He didn't, so he utilized a U.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
I'm not following either. I'm gonna have to... I'm gonna send a
Um,
screenshot. Can you... Is it in the screenshot, or...
Let me look myself, I'm gonna go through my videos. Oh. No, that is the outline around I'm talking about, but there are no problems there. Or, like, sometimes, like, yeah, it will just not wrap around some parts of the building, and that just bothers me.
Is it like this one in the bottom left and bottom right that you're talking about?
Yeah. That's one of the
Ah.
problems, but I remember one time, like, I'm trying to find an example. 1 second. I have too many. Oh, there's Sexy Plant Lady.
Where?
What?
Where?
What?
Let me out of.
Wait, do you guys not know that meme?
No.
No.
Okay.
No.
Oh, I guess this is a bit more of an inside joke. I'll let you in, though. Oh, here it is. Fuck, that looks so ugly. I'm sorry. Keep rolling, cheek. Okay.
Poster, I'm so curious to see what
I
you're
am.
talking about.
Yeah.
Is this more or less stupid than caring about Overworld Shadows?
I don't think it's more stupid. But also, I'm me. Okay. Look at that. See what I mean by utilizing like an N or a U instead of an L?
Oh, yeah, I do see. That is a bit
Oh.
weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, not crazy, not crazy. Can we agree on that?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
You all sound
I
so
have very
defeated.
I think okay, I think me and Andy have different like standards in terms of like polish.
But it takes 2 seconds to just make the L. 2 seconds. I don't know. But again, it was kind of just a battle gauntlet game, which in general aren't my cup of tea. Yeah, no, literally, it was funny. King Waluigi was watching the stream. Because I didn't feel like grinding, he told me to go into debug mode and just raise up my levels.
Damn.
So yeah, I did that. But yeah, overall, it wasn't for me, man. I can't even lie and be like, it was fine. No. To me, it was not fine.
I can see how the trainer gauntlet like the trainer gauntlet thing is annoying. I think to me there were enough there were the Fakemon pack Fakemon, and I think there were enough of those to keep me at least a little bit interested.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't even know Hisui and Lilligant existed, so that was also essentially a Fakemon pack Pokemon. So
No, I
Yeah.
guess overall, to wrap up my points, I also found the mapping to be a bit on the lackluster side.
I don't think there's anything technically bad with it. It's not super detailed.
I guess not technically bad, it also doesn't look good.
Wait,
Which
which
again-
background?
No, just the mapping.
Oh, the mapping.
Especially indoor
Is that like
maps.
the
Outdoor maps
tile
look better
set?
than indoor maps, I'll say that. A little bit the tile set, I will admit that. No, because I feel like I'm being too negative, I do like the text box.
Yeah.
the custom UI stuff?
That looks nice. But if you can make that, I don't know why you can't make an L, but you know, whatever.
I will say, one thing that I didn't like about the game was how you would gain hold on, let me.
Oh, sometimes it
I
would
got
say you gain
170
12.000.
Yeah,
Oh,
171.20
actually, I remember that
and a
now.
bunch of zeros.
I'm like, what the hell? He didn't even know what was going on.
Yeah, that
So I don't
that
blame him, man.
I'll put that one as a one negative point that I'll give him on that one.
I think it doesn't have any real impact other than looking weird, and Bro probably switched an integer to a float somewhere and then just had to deal with the consequences for the
Yeah.
entire game.
Actually, no, I think I can say something more than maps look bad. To me, color-wise, and just in general-wise, they just look flat to me. I think that's the best way to describe them.
Interesting.
Well, yeah, I think similar to what Ked was saying, I do see, and I think you are right. There are obviously a few things that screen jam game, like the weird tiles and the weird integer float error. And like you were saying, it is also, if you cut it down to its core, it is mostly a bunch of battles in a row. But like Ked was saying, I do think that just the theme, the new custom forms, and the vibe of it sort of carries it through the short jam length for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just been one of those games that I've just not understood the hype. I
That's
wish
fair.
I understood the hype, but yeah.
Okay. So I have to leave
Oh,
at 45,
okay.
so just keeping that in mind.
Hmm.
Shall we try to get through the next 3 games?
We can speed run the 3. I think
Yeah.
we can do it.
Yeah,
Well,
especially
like,
this
you know,
next one.
5 minutes per game shouldn't be too speedy.
Alright, next is Gone Fission by Tech Skylander, Signature, and Atomic Reactor. Banger.
Very fun game.
This is one of the best proof of concepts I think we've gotten in terms
Yeah.
I love
Mm.
it.
fan games.
I wish there was more. This is the one game this jam that I was like, if it got a continuation, I would play it in a heartbeat. Like, honestly, I wish it got a spotlight.
So, Fission.
Yeah?
Yeah, I guess in summary, it's kind of it's called Gone Fission.
It-
It's making fun of the whole Pokemon fusion gimmick that's
Yeah.
quite popular. It
Yeah.
says, hey, what if we take fusion reaction and use fission reaction instead,
Yeah.
Mhm.
where one atom splits into 2 instead of 2 combining into 1.
Yeah, I think.
And so
That was the
you get
big
to
thing
see
that I
fun
liked
stuff
about
like a Gyarados splitting into
That was
2
hilarious.
weird miniature Gyaradoses.
I think the only thing I didn't like, if I had to go real nitpicky, I didn't like that it's, like, also split the HP in half, because I just felt like it became easy.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's like
Like-
from a realistic standpoint makes
Yeah, it
sense,
makes
but
sense, but...
from a
Mhm.
game design standpoint, it doesn't make a ton of sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Gone Fission. I think it's a banger. Oh, I didn't tell you what Sexy Plant Lady was about.
I don't
Is
know
that
if I
something you
want to
call
know
Recon?
what Sexy Plant Lady's about.
We can leave that for later, I think.
We'll leave that as a mystery, like the clones and belly buttons.
Okay, yeah, audience, you won't know what Sexy Plant Lady is about. Alright, after that, Ultralite by Kenny Catches, Sauce-Koi, Vendely, and the Dog Dad.
Banger.
So we've talked a little bit about this before, but it is pretty much a Pokemon roguelite, hence the name Ultralite, where you do multiple runs through Ultra Space as an Ultra Recon agent kind of thing, collecting Pokemon, building team. But I think what really makes this game special is it has features that allow like passive items as well. You can get cool little abilities that trigger on certain things. It's
Mhm.
very cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really like roguelikes for the most part, but I found enjoyment out of it. I think, the only big thing was, like, the runs, because there wasn't much random, like, when it came to environments, you're going through the same environments each time, and it forces you to go back each time in the middle of the game, and that almost felt like it was punishing me, like, oh, I gotta do that again.
Mm.
And that was like the major thing for me. And it's like, oh, because story happened, we have to go back. And I'm like, but the same thing would have happened if I lost. I still would
Yeah.
have had to go through it again.
I think that's a roguelite staple.
Mhm.
Because when I played the only like non-fan game roguelite that I've played is God of War Ragnarok Valhalla.
What the hell?
What?
I didn't know God of War has a roguelike mode?
Yeah, it was the DLC.
What the hell?
It's so good too. I wouldn't normally like it, but there are like you get like you are like forced to do things over and over and over again, like because
Do you
you
get,
have
like-
gone through story.
I don't know much about God of War, but do you get like different weapons and like items and stuff?
Yeah, you get like different runes and like
Ah.
power ups and stuff like that
That
as
does
you like
sound dope.
progress.
But sorry, go on.
It's like I have not played Ultralight. This game looks amazing. And it probably deserves all the praise that it's getting because
Oh yeah.
these developers are these developers are cracked, dude.
It
Oh,
has
yeah.
symmetrical overworld shadows.
It's genuinely just fun because like it doesn't feel tedious like other roguelikes or roguelites. Because that's something that I like. That's one of the reasons I don't really care for the genre. Is they feel tedious to me. And this one doesn't feel as like anywhere near as tedious. It still is, but not as bad.
Yeah, I can see that.
I guess,
They do a good-
again, I think the tedium is just part of the roguelike genre, because for me,
Yeah.
someone who does quite enjoy games like Binding of Isaac and other games, the fun is like each time you play, you get different items, and depending on what items you get, you play completely differently. And I
mean,
think this
yeah,
does a
but-
very, very good job at that, because you'll find like different support Pokemon, like maybe a Clefable or maybe something else, and that will give you like a different support buff, or maybe you'll just get different Pokemon altogether, and now you're building towards a different moveset. Or
Yep.
maybe you're gonna be like trying to get more money, and I think it does that very well. The only thing I didn't like, I think could have been improved too much, is the meta progression, because a common staple of roguelites is like once you complete a run, you'll get some currency, and then you get to make yourself permanently stronger for your next run. It did have that, but the upgrades felt kind of inconsequential. I think it's just stuff like you start with slightly more money
Agreed.
and maybe
Yeah.
like one more potion.
Okay.
But yeah, very good game.
Because we have to speedrun the last entry. Another super underrated gem in my opinion. Space Trainers by Endless, Voltion, Purple Zafra, and Pandaga.
I think it is very
Banger.
much an underrated gem.
Just
This
so
is
underrated.
like- Yeah.
Someone?
I didn't play it.
This game is great. This game is like partially proof of concept, partially just like a plug-in, just like, dude, there are so many plugins from this
And
game.
just-
It's actually crazy.
And just
And this game
exploring all
looks-
the
Yeah,
different,
like
environments,
exploration
just-
is great. The graphics are amazing.
There are
the smooth
overworld
camera
shadows.
The smooth camera is like
The smooth camera is insane.
is
Yeah.
literally
Felt
like
so
whenever that
alien.
gets publicly released should be required for every single fan game, like I swear. It's
Isn't it
so good.
publicly acquired?
No, I don't think it's publicly available unless you wanted to just jack it from the game.
No, because there is a plugin out there. Who posted it?
Oh,
That was a
maybe
smooth camera.
maybe it is publicly available then. I remember Endless was like talking about at some point when we release it. I was like, is it not released yet? But that also could have been a long time ago.
Yeah. Let me look.
But yeah, it is a
Yeah,
very
Endless
cool
is
game.
fancy camera.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's cool. It's a very awesome game. It honestly, for me, it felt like it really could be its own little indie game that you find on itch.io.
Yeah.
It felt very
Yeah.
good. It felt like a complete experience. I liked it a lot.
Hell yeah.
So I'm excited for whatever indie game Voltion and Endless do cook up next.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking
Honestly.
forward to seeing more from them.
Yeah, and honestly, that was my favorite game they made.
Maybe me too. I'd have to think about it a little bit longer.
They've made so many games I
Yeah.
can't possibly try
I'd
to
have
remember.
to think. But it's very good.
Mm.
Actually, I guess Pivot would probably be
Oh.
my favorite from them.
Nope.
I'll have to give it a play.
It's pivoting time.
No, it's
Yeah,
not.
it's all hop on Pivot,
Just like we need to pivot to the outro.
I suppose.
Damn! What a transition!
Alright, Alright, yeah, thank y'all for watching. We do technically need to cut it short because we probably want to talk more anyway, otherwise, but whatever, it's still a long podcast episode. I hope y'all had a fun time listening to us ramble. We have ideas for next episode. I'm very excited.
We do.
Oh, good.
Just
'Cause I didn't.
wait until they figure out we're gonna go through the next most previous jam.
Every single jam.
Oh no, I think I have even more hot takes there.
Oh no.
Yep, I do.
What's wrong with you, Andy? Anyway, we got 1 minute. Outro.
Alright, yeah, I'll see y'all later.
Bye!
Bye.